All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. And overnight, Bitcoin has continued to pump up a little bit, and we've just kind of had a slow grinding day today. We are seeing a push past our golden pocket here, which is kind of a good sign here, but I do not like how we're potentially forming 1 hour bear divs here. But our money flow is crossing over into the green. It doesn't look so bad. You can see since our bottom here, our money flow has bottomed out as well from the 786 bounce yesterday. Of course, we did end that 5-wave impulse down yesterday. And what is really key to look for after the end of an impulse down, or in the end of an impulse in general, we need to look at how the push up is. If the push up is going to be a corrective push up, then we look for it to create a lower high, or it could even be a flat wave where you take the highs and then dump back down. Or it could be an impulse up. And so far, this is not looking very impulsive to me. So let's go ahead and come in here. Let's turn on our volume here. And you can see the volume during this whole push up, it's kind of lower volume. The volume is decreasing, continually decreasing as we come lower. We are seeing, it was decreasing a lot in here. And one of the things I want to talk about, let's zoom in onto the 15-minute chart and let's look at this here. So you can see that we did last night, I talked about us getting above this pitchfork midline here in red. And the back test of this pitchfork midline was going to be key to kind of back test this midline. And if we can hold the back test of this midline, we can work up to higher targets. And we did hold the back test of this midline here. We worked up to higher targets up here, hit into our golden pocket. We saw a retracement pretty much back down to test that pitchfork midline. We front ran it. And the reason why we front ran it is if we do a golden pocket pull, just a intraday golden pocket pull from these lows from last night to our highs that we made rejecting from that golden pocket, you can see it was our golden pocket as well. So just bouncing between golden pockets right now. And we are trying to get above this golden pocket right here. I am worried about us seeing a little bit of a fake out here. You can see from this high here, we have now SFP'd those highs. Let's see, did we just SFP just now? I've been watching and waiting for this here. Yeah, we just SFP'd those highs. I don't like how shallow that SFP is, but we just SFP'd the highs, and now are we going to dump here? We do from that high. Let's go ahead here. Higher highs here, just barely, just an SFP. Lower highs so far in the momentum waves, but our momentum wave is still looking like it might want to come up here. So let's take a look at this. Let's see how this plays out here. So far, we are getting the SFP confirmation here. Let me go ahead and get rid of this here. All right. Yeah, so slow kind of grindy push to the upside. And after we had, let me turn that back on first real quick. Our 786 is near our resistance area. So I would even say this resistance area here where we have our value area low, this guy here, we have our value area low, and there's also a naked daily point of control in this area here. We could take this box here and we could actually even extend it down to the 786. This is the more refined area, of course, if we're looking for the more refined area where we're looking for resistance, but you could even do this. It's a little bit too much for my liking. I would probably take them as two separate trades, but I do think we're coming up into our resistance area now. Not quite there yet, but we're getting close to our resistance area here. And then, of course, our big resistance area is above us still. What I am looking for as this to be a potential. So what do we look at in L8 waves? We look at two types of price action. We look at corrective price action and impulsive price action. And during this Trump pump that happened on Sunday through Sunday night, really, Sunday through Sunday night, you can see this looks very 3-wave corrective here, rather than a 5-wave impulse. Now, of course, in your C of the correction, you will see an impulse, and that does look impulsive. You'd have to really go on low time frames to try to micro count the impulse in that, and I'm not going to do that, but this to me looks a little bit 3-wavy here. And of course, we came down to our 786. We came down below our highs of this, so that could not be a 5-wave impulse. We can't say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because coming below these highs invalidates that being a 5-wave count. So we can't say that's a 5-wave count. So we can say this was a 3-wave correction to the upside. Now, what do we look for after that? We saw our 5-wave impulse down here. Very clear 5-wave impulse, found support on the 786, and we're seeing that bounce from the 786. But is this bounce, because it is on lower volume and it's this low grindy price action to the upside, is this just going to be an A wave here, which you look for a 5-wave impulse in an A wave, a B wave here, which you would look for a 3-wave corrective structure, and then we see another 5-wave impulse to the downside in our C wave. And your C wave, you would want to see it taking out these lows here, the lows from yesterday at that 786. This is something that I'm still looking at as a possibility on the charts. Now, until our B wave is in, we don't really know our targets for the C wave. Because what you want to do is you want to take your trend-based Fibonacci extinction. You go from the highs of A to the lows of A to the highs of B. So right now, if our B wave is in here, you can see our 1-to-1 to our 1.236 is our targets here. I do like, if it's going to end now, I really like this 1.236 down here at 75.685 because it is going to be in confluence with our pitchfork band down here. But we don't know if the B wave is in yet. This B wave could bring us all the way up to the 786, just above us, which is near our resistance area, near our value area low. Or it could even be a B flat, which means you have your A wave here. Your B wave comes up to SFP, the highs of your A wave, and then you see the dump on your C wave. That is a possibility to see a B flat. Because we did front run this very, very key resistance right up here, it is a possibility that we could see a B flat into this resistance area and then drop. Yeah, so locally, not much happening, kind of a slow, grindy day today. We are starting to form a bottom range that we can kind of look at and trade the range. From these lows here, we can kind of see this area here is starting to become a little bit rangy. So we can take our fixed range volume profile and we can kind of take a volume profile of that range. You get rid of this here. And let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff too. Yeah, so we are above the value area high right now. You can see our value area low was around where our 786 is, where we bounced from. Point of control. Okay, let's check this out. Yeah, I mean, not too much to look at in this range right now. We are above the value area high. That probably means we can come up to this area of resistance here. If the SFP doesn't confirm, we are seeing right now on very low time frames a possible SFP. But once again, I don't like how shallow that SFP was. If we look at this here, very, very shallow. Not really enough to grab much of the liquidity. All right, let's go ahead and let me go ahead and delete that. But maybe we see it play out. The volume here, you can see, especially in this last little push up here on the 5 minutes, volume is just kind of decreasing overall here. Really, ever since like this correction here, volume is decreasing here. So it's not looking too hot here. If we go ahead and look, we do have kind of sort of a micro trend channel that's going on in this area here. This channel here that we were seeing. And let's actually take this here. So we're just trading right now, chopping within this 5-minute channel. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out here. Zoom out to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour money flow doesn't look too bad here. You can see this kind of curve to the upside, but it does look like it's trying to roll over here. And if we see it roll over, we could probably see this top out here. Nice trigger wave and see that move to the downside. This 1-hour bull div that we had down here was really nice though. And this is why we were looking for a long at that 786, is because we were seeing confirmations of bull divs to enter a trade. You can see 3 lows here, all lower lows. Three highs up in here. Let me pull this up here. Seeing the bull div gave us this push here. And then we were also seeing bull divs down here. Let's zoom in onto the hourly chart. And same kind of bull div type price action was happening on these lows here. And I'm sorry, that wasn't our 786 low there. That was our CME gap low. But this is our 786 low here. And you can see those bull divs here, lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the momentum waves through here. Money flow was bottoming out right as we were getting into that bottom there. See a little bit of a push up here. I'm not convinced by this push up yet. Yes, can we? Going back to our more macro time frame, what is going to be really key here? What's going to be key is getting above that value area low, right above us here, this value area low of the range, of this prior range here. This value area low is really important. If we can break back above that value area low, and we do have to be aware that it could be a B flat, and then we could correct back down. This is our most intense resistance on the charts right now for us. If Bitcoin can bust above this resistance area here and reclaim this resistance area, we have a high probability to at least work up to the value area high up here around $103,000. For now, we'll just keep an eye on it. It looks slow, corrective, and grindy. And to me, this does look like it could be an ABC correction to the downside after. This is more of a complex correction. So three wave here. Are we about to see a three wave here? Maybe one more three wave and then see our push up. Okay, let's go on to our chart, our bearish pitchfork chart, because I talked about this in the last couple of videos. This bearish pitchfork band, the top of the bearish pitchfork band, upper band of the bearish pitchfork, excuse me, we are at that bearish pitchfork band level right now. And you can see earlier today, where did we reject? At that bearish pitchfork band level here. And the one thing that has been concerning me with this push up so far, let's go ahead and zoom out onto the hourly. We were looking for a three-wave structure in here. And earlier today, when we hit up into this and we started seeing this correction here, the one thing I didn't like about this, if this is our A wave here, this is our B wave here, and this is our C wave was quite short here. So it does make sense that we're still in that C wave and we push up just a little bit higher. Now, you can see our targets for our C wave, our one-to-one target for that C wave is around 94K, which would be an SFP of these highs here. And our 1.236 is right at the top of the pitchfork at 96K, 96,123. So it is a possibility if this is of just this here. We're just analyzing this structure here for now. So if we look at this, we go from the lows of wave A to the highs of wave A to the lows of wave B here, and our C corrective price action targets would be from the 1-to-1 to the 1-2-3-6. And if we did go to the 1-2-3-6, look how nice this would be for a flat as well. Within our 5-wave impulse down in an A wave, you see a 3-wave corrective structure in a B wave. Maybe if it's a B flat, it brings us all the way to this 1.236, top of the bearish pitchfork, and our 1.236 fib target. And then our C wave, we would expect it to break these lows down here. So that is something that I'm still watching to see if it's going to play out here. Right now, we are seeing still momentum to the upside. It just doesn't look too hot for right now. Looks slow, corrective, and grindy. All right. So yeah, we're at resistance, but you can see the first time we hit it into this pitchfork, the lower part of the upper pitchfork band, we did see that rejection down to the local golden pocket. And now we are trying to get within the pitchfork band and maybe work our way to the top of the pitchfork band here at 91.8, which is around our 786 as well. So if we do that 786 fib pull from those highs to these lows here, and let me fix that. There we go. You can see that 786 is coming in right around the top of the pitchfork band. 786 there. Yeah, not too much else on Bitcoin. Just a slow day today, and we're just kind of analyzing this price action to see how this plays out. We can't say that this, if you want to call this an impulse, sometimes in crypto you do see an extended wave one, in especially off of a kind of a more major low. You'll see an extended wave one. This could be a two wave. This being your three wave though doesn't make too much sense based off of our volume. You can see our volume was really low in most of this push up. And let me get rid of some of this stuff so you can see that volume. Here, this push up here, lower volume than your wave one even. And then so you can't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this the end of a 5-wave impulse? Now we're going to dump. I would look at this still as an A, B, C. All right, and let's lastly look at this this chart here. You can see we bounced from that 786, and the naked daily point of control is marked out on this chart, but that's pretty much where our value area low is. So naked daily point of control, value area low of the range that we broke down is there. And it does look like we do have a new naked daily point of control that just confirmed 6 minutes ago, right below us at 89.7, 89.725-ish. Where that's at, I'm not going to be paying too much attention to that. It's so close to us. Yeah, we might see a little dump down there and then bounce a little bit more to just continue this C wave push up here. It's not too important to me. All right, now let's go ahead and look at our liquidity here. First, we'll go into our Model 3 heat map. We did have some liquidity. Yeah, we still have that liquidity just above us here. And actually, since I've looked at this 30 minutes ago, we see more liquidity building right now, right above us. So we might see some shorts coming in. Actually, let's go ahead and look at that real quick here on... Yeah, it looks like we do have some people shorting right now. You can see, let's go ahead and zoom in onto the 5-minute chart here. 5-minute charts. Where is that CBD at? There we go. Pretty flat here, to be honest. Little bit of shorts coming in right at the top here. So we do have some shorts trying to short this resistance area that we're at now. You can see they're new shorts because it's our open interest is increasing here. So let's see if these shorts get trapped and we continue to squeeze up, or if these shorts are shorting at resistance, the SFP of our local highs into our pitchfork band. They might be right to short here, and maybe we'll see a push to the downside. Let's go into our lower time frames real quick and see what we're seeing here. No bear divs on the 6-minute. No bear divs on the 12-minute. No local bear divs. See, we have higher highs here, but we also have higher highs on the momentum waves here. So no local bear div here, but there is bear div between this high and then this momentum wave and this momentum wave. So there is some regional 12-minute bear divs here. That could, with the SFP here being into our pitchfork band of resistance, that could give us a small push down. Let's look at our waves here, our 200 SMA VWAP bands. Not quite to the top yet, so maybe we keep chopping for a little bit coming up to this top. They are starting to expand a little bit. So what does this mean? This means a bigger move might be coming. We've been really slow grinding throughout the day today. And if these start to get more expansive, it could be and since we're close to resistance, maybe they're going to expand and we're going to see a drop to the downside. On our 1-minute chart here, we're seeing that drop is starting here. No bearish CVD yet. Let's see here. 15-minute chart. Yeah, no bearish CVD here. Nothing, no bearish CVD, but also no bullish CVD yet either. We are seeing from this low here, higher lows in the price action, but we're not seeing lower lows in the CVD. And we are seeing overall our open interest go up. No signals right now for CVD. So yeah, that's about it for Bitcoin, guys. It's been a slow day. We are near resistance as we speak, and we could see that dump occur from where we're at right now, primarily based off of hitting this pitchfork band of resistance here and just this local low volume chop to the upside that we're seeing. If we're able to keep chopping real slowly, then I would look for that 786 right above us into our value area low. I've got it marked out on this chart here. Okay, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and go into Ethereum here. Let's zoom out onto the hourly. Yeah, you know, it's kind of a slow day for everything today. Just low volume push to the upside. But what is a bit concerning for me is we definitely saw clear impulses down here. And since then, we are just kind of slowly grinding up here, almost making it look like we want to see corrective price action before another drop to the downside. Maybe we're going to drop to the downside on all these coins and see more macro supports be hit. I want to check something out here on the daily. Okay, so we do have that daily below us here. That fresh daily. We do have daily bull divs. And this is looking kind of nice here because this low here, this $2,000 low, was not only a psychological low, but it SFP'd our prior lows down here. And we are seeing bull divs on the daily. So with us being near the bottom here, with bull divs on the daily, the only thing I don't like about this is the money flow still doesn't look the best here. We are starting to try to curve it over to the upside here, but it's not quite there yet. And maybe we see one more push down, create a third drive of bull div. I would really like to go into this box here where we have the bottom of our channel as well. But that doesn't matter what I want, doesn't matter what I'd like to see. All right, let's zoom in here onto the hourly chart. And let's go ahead and look at our local price action here. Let's do our fib pull from the last highs. Let's see. Here we go. Down to our lows. And yeah, the 786 is a little bit above our channel midline. Let's turn on our golden pocket too. Okay. Haven't quite made it up there yet. So Bitcoin's breaking the golden pocket from this retrace down. Ethereum's not quite there yet. Yeah. Kind of saw a little rejection from the 0.5, which is a correction target, which you expect to see a little bit of push down. Now, if we can break these highs here and keep, I think we'll probably come up to that 786. A golden pocket is still important to watch. Let's look at our naked dailies here. Ooh, okay. So yeah, we do have that naked daily just above us. So because of that, and because we have not hit that naked daily point of control yet, just above us, we do need to watch for the SFP of the highs from earlier today into that naked daily point of control, and then a drop to the downside. Let's go ahead and mark this out. Yeah, I think we could make it up there. It looks like right now on the hourly here, we are seeing our momentum wave not quite curl over yet. What would be nice to see is if we can get one more push to hit that naked daily and see the swing failure pattern of that. This could be maybe up to here. It would roll over here. We would have 1 hour bear divs into an SFP, a local swing failure pattern, hitting our naked daily point of control, and then maybe we could see that correction from there. If we break that naked daily point of control, honestly, because there's not much confluence at the golden pocket, I'd probably be looking at that 786 into the channel midline. A little bit higher here. Let's see, let's check. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. I think the naked daily point of control, the SFP into this naked daily point of control is what we need to watch locally. And if we break that, we're probably going to come a little bit higher here. We can do our volume profile pull of just this kind of smaller range here. We're at the value area high is also around this area. So a wick up to into our naked daily point of control. See the swing failure pattern of this local high that we're coming into right now. And then a drop in an hourly candle close back within the value area would kind of give us the signal we need to look for that short trade. And let's go ahead and do a theoretical. Now, this is going to be theoretical because this hasn't happened yet, but we're going to go from our lows up to our naked daily point of control. Let's say that we SFP into our naked daily point of control there. 786 is near the value area low, but let's look at our 382. Okay, 382 is a little bit. Let me take it from where we actually. So yeah, we bounced from the 382. So that's actually a good sign here on this push up so far. When we rejected from our 0.5, we found a bounce on our local 382 fib pole. Now remember, the 382 acts as strong support and resistance in a strong trend. And we are in a strong, well, this is not too strong actually, I wouldn't say. Locally, I would say it's not the strongest. It is a push up for the day, for the last 24 hours or so. But the 3.8 bouncing from the 382 does tell me that we might want to continue a little bit higher here. Let me go ahead and set an alert on this. We'll see if we can get this during the video. Let's zoom in on this and let's look at some of the lower price action here. Ooh, money flow looks pretty good here. I don't know if I'd want to short this SFP with that kind of money flow. No bear divs either. Okay, we could see 12-minute bear divs. But once again, the money flow is not looking the worst here. We just got a green dot. Yeah, I'm not so sure I would look for that. We'll leave the alert on, and if it plays out, it's a low risk trade. We could look for that trade, but to me, it's not the greatest looking right now. All right, and this new daily here is pretty interesting. It's right below these lows here that we bounced from that 382. So if we do like kind of double top here and we see that SFP, if we do actually get this SFP to play out here, I would be looking for TP1 at least at this area because we could bounce, we could grab the liquidity from these lows into the daily and then see a bounce. We do have to remember we have an important day coming up on Friday. So the markets might be a little bit stagnant until Friday. Everyone's kind of waiting to see what the United States is going to do with this crypto summit. If you've been on Twitter at all, you just, everyone's in anticipation for this event. And so we, just like when a CPI inflation report is coming up in a day or two, you often see chop and low volume kind of rangy price action before a CPI day. We might see some low volume rangy price action tomorrow in anticipation for Friday's crypto summit at the White House. But yeah, that's about it for Ethereum, guys. I mean, we're at a larger support level down here. We are seeing a little bit of a bounce. The question is how high is this bounce going to bring us? Is it going to come make new highs, or are we just going to make a lower high and then continue to roll back down? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and go on to Solana here. All right, I'm looking at a few things on Solana. I've been looking at Solana a lot lately. Let me get rid of some of this stuff here. Okay, so Solana, we do have a little bit happening here on Solana. Let's zoom out first of all, and you can see that this pitchfork midline overall is holding us really, really well here. We did wick down to the value area low down in this area, and we got that strong bounce. That's where I was looking for long down here. We got that long, and we came up to our pitchfork band, and we got a rejection from that pitchfork band. And now we saw the push down. I am a little bit concerned about this, though. Let's go ahead and look at this. If you take a Fibonacci pull from your lows that we made, what was that, last Thursday, and we go up to our highs that we made after like the Trump tweet and the Trump pump over the weekend, and we turn on our 886, you can see that Solana did hit the 886 Fib retrace, and that's where we're seeing the bounce. Bitcoin only made it to the 786. Solana made it to the 886. Now, because we made it to the 886, it does increase the probabilities that we do eventually come out and take these lows here. The question is, how big is this bounce going to be before then? Because once again, let's look at this 3-wave correction here from the lows. Clear wave 1, clear wave 2, clear wave 3, but it's only 3 waves. So is it ABC? We have an ABC to the upside after hitting into our value area low. And then we did get our 5-wave impulse to the downside. 1, 2, 3. I drew that horribly, but 3, 4, 5. Just like Bitcoin, we had that wick for our number 4 that bring us up to that point of control, 5. So we completed our 5-wave. And are we seeing something like, this looks really horrible so far. This actually looks like a mini Head and Shoulders to me. And let me get rid of this stuff so you can actually see what I'm looking at. Let's zoom in onto the hourly chart. This is kind of looking like it could be a Head and Shoulders here. That's not really the place. Head and Shoulders are topping reversal patterns. So if this is corrective after this impulse down, if this is corrective here, that could be at the top of a correction. So we could be looking for the Head and Shoulders at the top of a little mini correction here. But I don't like this chop that we're seeing here, and it's right around our point of control. Now, this point of control is of a huge range. If we zoom out on the daily chart, you can see this point of control goes all the way back to our March highs, our March of 2024 highs. So it's a very important point of control here. We are above it just barely, and we're just kind of chopping around it here. So until we can really flip it to support, we could work our way up to this area. Now, this area that I have up here, I am looking at this as a potential ABC correction. Let me pull this over. So what do you look for? This was a 3-wave correction up. That was your ABC. We got our 5-wave impulse down, which would be an A wave. Does our B wave bring us all the way up to our golden pocket? We also have a naked daily point of control right in that golden pocket at 162, 161 to 162. Then do we see our C wave bring us back down to take those lows? Now, since we hit the 886, we are eventually more probable to come take these lows, but that doesn't mean that we can't work our way up all the way up to 162 first before coming down there. And that would still be completely valid to look for this at your B wave. Coming up to your golden pocket is often a key target for a B wave. The B wave has a lot of targets, so it's really hard to trade a B wave, but that's an area that I'm definitely interested in looking for shorts at 161 to 162. Now, very locally to the downside, we do have some price action, some support to the downside here. You can see this pitchfork midline, this red pitchfork midline that when we were zoomed out on the daily, we really only saw wicks past it. And this pitchfork midline has been a more macro support for us. Well, if we do our golden pocket pull here from these local lows from yesterday to our highs that we made earlier today, you can see our golden pocket is coming in right around the back test of this pitchfork midline here. So if we are going to see a drop, maybe this head and shoulders plays out here and we drop down here. We could see something like that. Or another possibility is we drop down here, we come back up into our point of control, and then we continue down here. The only problem with that is our B wave. Let's actually go ahead and do a fib pull, our fib pull. We have the fib pull. Let's just turn on our 382. Yeah, okay, so we're hitting into our 382, and we're starting to see a small rejection from the 382. Now, a 382 in a B wave is a rare target, but it is a target. The most common targets being your 0.5 to your 786. If it's a flat wave, of course, it comes to the 1.05, usually like an SFP of these highs. But regular B flat here, not flat, regular B wave, that 0.5 to 786 area is really common. 382 being an uncommon area, but it is a valid area to look for a rejection on a B wave. Now, if that's the case, unfortunately, our C wave target would be pretty low, because in order to get the C wave target, you come in here, you grab your, you grab your trend-based Fibonacci extinction. You'll go from the highs to the lows to your highs, and you would look at your one-to-one target. Oh man, look at that. Oof. Okay, do we come down to $100? Remember, I've been saying this 110, this SFP of 110 here is a very key level into our pitchfork band down here. Well, you can see our 1.236 fib extinction target is aligning at that psychological $100 level, and it's also going to be, probably by the time we get down there, it's going to be close to the bottom of our pitchfork band here. That's if we're going to reject from where we're at now. Now, if we want to continue to grind higher, slower, like because tomorrow is that crypto summit, I do see a possibility that in our B wave, we kind of just do this really slowly here. You know, this slow grind up to this area, and then maybe we see the dump here. I know the crypto summit has the potential to be very, very bullish for crypto, so we got to be careful because it's sort of a wild card that we're looking at. If that is, I mean, we might see a push up, you know, very big push up to invalidate what could be this bigger ABC that we might be in. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here on Solana. Local support to the downside is like 137.2. The golden pocket into our pitchfork band here, pitchfork midline, excuse me. And then to the upside, this golden pocket into our naked daily point of control between 161 and 162. Those are the only levels I'm interested in looking at here. And even this level, this 137 level, I'm going to be very cautious taking along from this area just because of the potential of an ABC correction where our C wave brings us down pretty low in an impulse down. So I would really only take this if I'm seeing confirmation on my indicator where I'd be looking for bull divs on like the 12-minute and under. You're not going to have enough time to form high time frame bull divs here. So you'd have to be looking 12-minute and under. Let's go ahead and check out our naked daily point of controls here. Okay, yeah, and see, look at this. We have a naked daily point of control down there as well. So I would say this is definitely a local support area from our golden pocket here down to our naked daily. Get that on there. There we go. Here we've got naked daily. PF midline means pitchfork midline. And then GP, golden pocket. So that's the local area of support I'd be looking at. That was from this naked dailies from 2 days ago. We do have the naked daily that just closed 29 minutes ago at our regular point of control of our big year-long range, or like 18-month long range. March 2024, a year-long range, because we're in March of 2025 right now. So yeah, this is, we still do need to pay attention to this, because now that we have a naked daily point of control there, and it is our big range point of control, we could come down here, bounce from it, and then continue to grind higher slowly in our B wave to the upside. So that's a possibility. But that's all I'm interested in here on Solana. And really, I don't even think I would take a long from this area, even if we bounced here, because your risk is just, I mean, like, let's look at this. Say you take a long from that naked daily point of control and the regular point of control there. You'd probably have to put your stop below these lows here. And then you're targeting, your very first TP would be targeting those highs. It's not a good enough risk reward for me. The only way you would do it is if you have enough confidence that you're going to come up to this golden pocket here. Then it makes it worth it. But I can't do that. For me, I can't do that. I can't take that trade here. So I'll look to come down here, or I'll look to come down here, or I'll look to come up here, and I'll be patient and I'll wait for whichever one comes. Let's zoom in on the 12-minute chart. Yeah, we are seeing some bear divs here too. You can see here, higher highs on the price action here, lower highs on the momentum waves here. So some bear divs playing out. Let's go to our 6-minute chart. Yeah, same thing. Money flow starting to come back down again. And we do have to remember that this could be a head and shoulders type structure here. Okay, that's it for Solana. Not too much more to look at. We do have this small range that we could look at. Right here. So yeah, rejecting from value area high. You can see the value area lows also in here. So let's go ahead and add that to our box while we're here. Okay, that is what I'd be looking at. Oh, wait, that's not our value area. Yeah, it is. I got confused with this one. Yep, okay. All right, on to XRP. Yeah, you guys, the market was pretty slow today. Not much happened. We pretty much been grinding very, very slowly all day long on most of these coins. Nothing too much to update on any of these coins. I mean, you can see we did get above the point of control of this range, and we are back testing it a couple times and holding it as support, but we're still also finding resistance up in this area near our prior lows here. You can see prior lows acting as a resistance here and our point of control acting as a support, and we're just kind of forming a range in this area here. This little area just here, I would say. And you could even pull this, I mean, that there. All that does is shift our value area low down, but point of control is still the same, value area high is still the same. So honestly, a lot of consolidation here. Really boring day for crypto. Not much happening, which is to be expected with big day coming up. Let's look at why else. We have prior lows there, but do we have something else there? Of course, there's probably going to be a fib level there. Yeah, it's our 382. 382's in that area. So 382, prior lows. Everything is looking like it's wanting to reject from the 382, except for, what was that, Bitcoin that was bouncing from the 382, or Ethereum was. Ethereum was bouncing from the 382. So Ethereum's looking a little bit more bullish, bouncing from the 382. Everything else is rejecting from their 382s. Not a good look. 382, strong trends. And if this was a strong trend down, I would say this was a strong trend down. Rejection, continue the strong trend down, probably. Shouldn't say probably. We should say it's a probability. Okay, so to the upside still, we have our bigger volume profile range up in this box here. We have the golden pocket still. We have our value area high, and you can see our anchor VWAP, which is now coming down a little bit lower than this box, but I would say this general area here is where we're looking for our resistance. And then support to the downside locally, I would say, is this green box down here where we have our value area low. This one's a big one. Value area low, naked daily point of control, naked weekly point of control. We have a daily level down there. We have the channel midline, which is this dotted white line behind us, a 786, and a swing failure pattern. So this area down here is really, really key area of support between 220 and 214. But once again, guys, I know that's a lot of support, but if this is going to be an ABC, there is a possibility we can bust straight through it in an impulse down. Maybe we see like a wave 1, 2, or yeah, wave 1, we see a bounce there for 2, and then 3 bust straight through it, and then 4, 5. Because your C wave, you should see a 5-wave impulse in. So let me get rid of that. You'd see maybe a wave 1 to come down here. You would see a bounce from there in a wave 1, come up to your local golden pocket, 3, 4, 5. In your bigger ABC. Yeah, that's all I'd be looking at here. And you guys, even you know, those of you that have been following me in the Casper Crew Discord for a while, you know that I love channels, and I'm not even finding really any trending channel price action on a lot of these coins today. So it was a very slow, unusual grind day. I mean, you could call this a parallel channel. You know, you could do this. Mark, let me fix that. Let's delete that. Here. You could zoom in on the hourly and just look at this as a parallel channel coming down to the midline right now. We can make that bigger just so you can see it for a second. This channel here. That's too big. All right. You get the idea. So that's all I'd be looking at here on XRP. These highs up here, these lows down here. We do have to be careful if this is an ABC that we could see a small bounce from these lows, make a lower high, and then continue our impulse down. So just be aware of that. Okay, and then let's go to Link. Wow, Link's looking a little bit better than a lot of these coins. Nice. Okay, so Link looks like it's starting to find more of a bottom here. Once again, I really don't like how we didn't actually hit the 0.65. Let's go ahead and zoom out on this real quick onto our daily chart. And we're going to do our, let me go to the 2-day chart just to make this a little bit more feasible. We're going to do our fib pull from these lows here to the highs. And let's turn on our golden pocket. And then we have to make sure it's on log scale. You can see this 0.65 was just barely front ran. And the first low we had, we hit the 618 pretty much to the exact dollar. And then we front ran this 0.65. So I do not like how we front ran that 0.65, but we are seeing quite a bullish reaction from this golden pocket here, which is to be expected. It's a more macro golden pocket. So if we go ahead and zoom into the hourly chart, you can see that golden pocket gave us that strong bounce. And we are getting back inside the channel, the descending channel. It does also look like we're starting to form a pretty nice bottom. If you look at this here, we are starting to form a pretty nice bottom range in this area. And we're getting above the value area high. Now, you can see this naked daily point of control I had marked on the chart. We did get a reaction from that naked daily point of control, but we really just came back to test our VWAP/value area high. And then now we're continuing higher. So naked daily point of control didn't give us too much. And that's why I didn't have a box there. It wasn't really a big area for me. And then, of course, now we do have this box right above us where we have our daily into our naked weekly point of control. So if this is a B flat, I would expect at this point, well, you don't have to expect a B flat yet, but we're breaking our golden pocket, which was where our value area high was. And let's look at our 786. So we're at the 786 now. So if this 786 doesn't reject us here, then I say we're going to see a B flat if this is an ABC, and at least come to this area at 17.55 to 17.65. So this is really a key area where we're at right now. If this does reject us, we could finish the B wave in our bigger A, B, C. Now, in that case, if we are about to see a bigger ABC, we'll grab our trend-based Fibonacci extension. We'll go from the highs to the lows to our highs here. And our one-to-one target would be 12.4. So it would be a little bit below this golden pocket. Let me check something here. If we come up here, hit our naked weekly point of control. Ooh. 12.4 still. Okay. Yeah. So we're at local resistance now for Chainlink. We're at the 786. If this is going to reject and create a lower high, this is the area to do it. If we break the 786, then most likely we do come for these highs up at 17.76 to 17.95. I said something different last time. Okay, and then to the downside, we can look at just local supports to the downside here. Let me go ahead and get rid of that golden pocket, and we'll get rid of this 786. And we could look at our Fibonacci pull. It doesn't look like it's done pushing yet. Money just got a green dot here. Money flow just crossed over into the green on the hourly. It does look like we're going to come a bit higher. This is looking a little bit more bullish than some of the other coins. Okay, 0.5 is right near the back test of our channel. And I believe that point of control was right around there. Yeah. All right. So this is the local area of support that I'd be watching is the point of control 0.5 and back test of the channel is a little local support level I would be watching here. And let's turn on our naked dailies. Let's see if our naked dailies in there too. No, it's not. We do have that naked daily near the value area low, though. I do like that area. Here we go. 13.78, we'll say. Yeah, let's just everything's slow and grindy. Link is looking a little bit more bullish. Like this push up here on Link is a little bit stronger than some of the other coins that we've been seeing. But we'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. We are at the 786, so we could see a pullback from where we're at right now. We also did kind of take the imbalance of this candle here. There wasn't much in there. Okay, let's look at total market cap real quick. Let's see how total's doing. Total, okay, interesting. We are trying to get back into that pitchfork. Just money flow looks decent on the 4-hour here. Once again, this choppy price action towards the bottom of a macro pitchfork worries me. It really does worry me. If you guys watched the video yesterday when I was talking about this, it really does worry me that we can come down to this golden pocket down here. But we are reclaiming that pitchfork again. And if we can hold it as support, if we start to drop to the downside, we really kind of need to hold that as support and start really reestablishing the trend back inside this thing. Let's do our fib pull. Check this out. So our 382. Okay, we have not hit the 382 retrace yet, and it would be in confluence with the back test of the bottom of the pitchfork. So if total market cap, if crypto wants to kind of stay strong here, then what we need to look for is this, a bounce here, and then maybe continue to come up and make new, we'd be targeting these highs up here. Once again, this looks very three-wavy. I just remembered a thought that I did have. So we had obviously a clear impulse down here. We saw this pretty big push up here. What if this was the push up? We'd be looking at this as like either a wave one or an A, the whole thing there, just as one wave. This could have been your B wave or a wave two. And what if this is a wave three to the upside now at the bottom of a bigger pitchfork? Like that's the bullish case scenario. If you really want to be bullish and think the bottom is in, then you need to be looking at that as, let me grab that pin again. 1, 2, and are we about to see a 3? So far, though, the volume and the low grind in the 3 is not looking good. And usually in a 3, you rock and roll, you push to the upside pretty hard. So we would need to start seeing some volume come in here quick. Some real quick, big volume pushes to the upside. On the other hand, if this was an A, this is going to be a B, and then we have a C to come take the highs up here, and then we see the big drop. That's a possibility as well. Impulse down, ABC up, and then boom. That's more likely to me with the higher time frame, bearish confirmations and warning signals on the chart. It's more likely that we do that. So if that's the case, let's just go ahead and measure our target because our B wave would be in. So we have our, I pulled the wrong thing. Wow, and look at that. 1-to-1 is right on the top of that pitchfork. So that does mean the rest of crypto could see a decent push up to this what is that? 3.22 and we're at 2.91, so a few $100 billion push it to the upside, which would push some of these cryptos up pretty decently. But A, B, C to the upside after seeing the dump. After you see an impulse down, you oftentimes will see a correction to the upside, and then you dump more. So that is something that we need to keep in mind there. And because our 1-to-1 target aligns very nicely with that pitchfork band, we need to keep in our minds. Okay, guys, that's it. Not much happened today on the charts. Kind of a slow day, kind of boring price action and analysis today. So I'm sorry about that. Hopefully tomorrow is a little bit better. We could see a buy the rumor, sell the news. So we could see some buying up tomorrow in anticipation of this event. And then if the event's a nothing burger, we'll probably see a sell the news. There is always a possibility it could be a nothing burger. But yeah, let's just check it out. We'll stay tuned. I'll update you guys tomorrow and have a good day.